Alright guys, welcome back. I was getting hot as well, so I took that shirt off. Oof. Warm. We're having a warm front moving in. Okay, let's crack on. Let's carry on talking to Vogel for now. Actually, can I do anything? No, let's carry on with this for now. I obtained keys to the interrogation rooms 5 and 6. Yeah, okay. We don't need to ask him about that. We can ask him about the witness deposition, maybe.
I have learned who told the police about the crime. It was Santos Pinchetti.
Do I know him?
The major domo of the manor. He cleans up after you?
Well, then he does his job perfectly. All but invisible. I couldn't tell you the first thing about him.
Is that it? That's the only thing I can ask him about?
I know you can untangle this mess.
Alright. I asked Vogel about him, but he has no idea of the man. Okay, fair enough. Let's go talk to these people. I'm gonna resume my conversation with the man himself.
Mr. Manchios, I am Constable Oswald's partner in this investigation.
Be quick and gentle. Some of your colleagues are untrained bores. Although I don't mind meeting young officers, the new blood.
We've already met, sir.
If you cooperate,
Just under mask, and I'm not admitting to that.
There will be no need to meet with the boars again.
That
I love that.
Fairness, friend?
Ah, he's like, wait a minute.
Policeman. What a disappointment.
Only an undercover agent can scour a ditch full of deviants. I am a consulting detective, although I'm capable of replacing the entire department through my consultations.
I'm better than everybody in this building, and I could solve all the cases myself, but, you know.
Get us out of this trouble? I would be so indebted and glad to repay you.
Nothing's changed. I'm looking for the murderer. That's the only way to get us out of trouble.
But it shouldn't take much time, correct? We're all busy after all.
I need to examine you first.
Stand up, please. Let me stare at you for a while. Where's makeup? Let's see, what else we got? Washed his hands recently in a hurry. Oh, that's gonna be a red herring, though. I'm not falling for that. Lavishly expensive shoes. Is there anything else? Something with his ears. Copious ear hair. No. A rash from exposure to hair dye. Man, grow old gracefully. I'm letting mine stay grey. It's greying up quite nicely, actually, and I quite like it. You could too. Although I don't like this tuft that suddenly popped up. There we go. Okay. Let's have a look at his profiles that we can choose from. So he's an extremely rich, eccentric, frivolous, organizer of parties for Cardona's elite, and the owner of the Manchios mansion. He spends his life in the company of similarly overprivileged people. Being sociable in this manner has made him cautious regarding his health, uses chemicals and hair dyes to clean and improve himself to the extent it damages his skin. I don't think anybody who dyes their hair and wears makeup to cover signs of aging are doing so to take care of their health. That's not what's on their mind. Not judging it either, I'm just saying it's got nothing to do with health. Your visual output does not equate to good health. So, Mr. Manchios wishes to hide his true age from younger participants of the parties. He is concerned with aging to the point he uses makeup and hair dye to look younger. We'll go with that, because I feel like they're the kind of people we expect, right, in high society.
You are a little
fearful of their own
over the top
mortality.
makeup, Mr. Manchios. Is it so difficult for you to acknowledge your age?
Well, Sherlock, that's easy for you to say to an old man when you look as though you are barely 15.
But still, it
I'm
shouldn't be an
15
issue
and
for
a
someone of your
half,
status.
actually.
For people of my age, it isn't an issue, no. But the younger ones can be so afraid of wrinkles and grey flecks. I have to adapt.
Such a methodical man who cares for his body but misses the soap under his fingernails. Are you so impatient, or perhaps even impulsive?
I wouldn't call myself that. Silly little details. If I missed it, it wasn't...
Do you know how much bacteria is underneath your fingernails,
less
sir?
important than who or what I was focused on.
It's a gross little farm for bacteria under there. You should get a scrub and just... I do hope well, he wouldn't really prepare food anyway. I do hope your chef scrubs under his fingernails, sir. Alright, tell me more about the event.
Mr. Vogel told me a little about your parties, but I would like to know more directly from you.
I'm all yours, Sherlock. You have me arrested and locked here with you alone.
Don't make it weird. Okay. Okay, why did you invite... Let's go with who first, then we'll ask about Vogel.
I'd like to know who you usually invite to your parties.
Free minds who are able to leave reality for an evening, who can taste forbidden fruit without prejudice. There is nothing that quite spices up life like these parties, assuming one is old enough and has worked many years for the good of one's country.
Oh, all true laborers, I see.
And why Vogel?
Why did you invite Mr. Vogel as your special guest?
He's a pretty fellow. He's capable of surprising the public. He has a talent for saying words that no one else would wish to either say or hear.
I suppose I can't argue with that.
He is a free addition to the eccentricity of the party, which is fine by me, as long as it enhances my party.
What about Fabio?
What was Fabio like?
Tell me about
His
him.
personality, his habits. Anything you can
You know,
tell me?
what did he enjoy to
the
drink?
brightest star of my parties. Young, magnetic, and full of energy. I don't even want to mention his beauty. Otherwise, I'll be sobbing.
An expensive champion, I imagine.
His performances were flawless. He deserved his payment. Do you think he was murdered because of money?
Possibly. What about the other guests? Were they used to opening their wallets as well?
I wouldn't restrict my guests from anything. I'm sure Fabio received a few coins from others for his services.
Some gratuities, maybe? Let's talk evidence, sir. Okay, yeah,
I've
he
no
probably
idea
wouldn't
about
talk
that.
about himself.
You'd better ask someone else.
Vogel?
That's not
Nope.
something I know much about.
I don't think that's got anything to do with this. Keys? Nope, that's for the interrogation rooms. Yeah, what about Santos? Should we tell him? Let's do it.
Do you have any idea who tipped off the police to raid your mansion, Mr. Manchios?
Of course. It was you. I could even say you Sherlocked me in here.
A good guess, but the wrong one.
No.
The fellow who did that was Mr. Pinchetti, your major domo.
What? Santos? But how could he even know? If he's not the murderer himself. The ungrateful swine. He has dared to besmirch my reputation.
Not a very
nobody likes a
eloquent choice
besmirching.
of words.
What should I call him then, since he's a snitch? Make him talk, Sherlock.
What a rat.
I'm quite
He's a
certain
snitch.
he
he
knows
is.
more about the
We'll
murder than
shank
he's
him.
told the police.
Interesting. I don't think he's gonna care about that. The cufflinks, though. You gifted him a pair of cufflinks.
You bought an expensive pair of cufflinks for Fabio.
Do you
Were
do
they
that for all of your acting
Or were they
talents,
a
sir?
tip for an exclusive show.
It was pure business. Fabio escorted me a few times. I was merely showing my gratitude.
This pair cost a small fortune. You must be extremely grateful then. Tell me more.
You've thrust a knife in an exposed nerve, Sherlock. Yes, he was my protege and my beacon also. With my experience and his beauty, we could have achieved anything. I had faith in him. I would have made him.
You would have made him what? A cake? Or you didn't finish your sentence? Okay. Well, nothing more from him. Let's go talk over here. Then we'll start mind palacing.
I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald. You are Matista, Fabio's friend.
This body, yes, it's Matista. But it's a mere shell that will die someday. Just like Fabio.
Oh, these artists. Oh. His end was predictable. Oh, what? A heartless. Even Sherlock wouldn't. I don't think. Maybe. Probably not, though. Just let's go with condolences.
Please accept my condolences for your friend.
Thank you.
I'm just here to ask questions and find Fabio's murderer.
It will not bring Fabio back.
You got a mark on her neck. Like somebody grabbed her and treated her roughly or strangled her or something. She's also got the slave mark on her arm. Blood-filled bruises obtained recently. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. A branding iron. There's also Sherlock eyes up here. Oh, primitive occult tattoo inked herself. Ooh. Ooh. Self-inflicted healing cuts. So she self-harms. Nervous bitten nails. Yeah, those are jagged as shit. That looks like a green stain? Shackles marks, maybe? Old shackle scars. Matista is the performer, and Fabio's partner has had a difficult life. She was branded and enslaved as a child. While enslaved, she met Fabio, hence the similar branding. Old scars are as a result of slavery during adolescence. She continues to be haunted by these traumatic experiences. She has a genuine interest in mysticism. She has tattooed her body with an occult symbol. Matista tries to get over her past and the life of a performer. Seems to be an opportunity for her to earn money. That's if she punishes herself for the past or she's disassociated. Literally, the way she opened up this conversation would make me go with this. Oh, this body is Matista, yes, but it's just a shell and I will die soon. It's like, ooh, okay. Yeah. Like, probably a coping mechanism from slavery. That's awful. So we've got, seems to be pragmatic about the body after years of abuse, sells herself to guests to do whatever they want with her. She's not afraid to step over the line. Marks her own body with ink. Let's go with that. I think that's the right read on the character.
You have both old and new scars. Some from the time when you were a slave with Fabio. Other scars have a different origin. The guests pay good money to torment you?
I am skilled in giving pleasure, but I don't participate in such practices.
I thought your body was...
For sale? It's true. Many unwanted things were done to my body. And the pain helped me to discover...
Occult deities? Yes, the tattoo speaks loudly of it.
Yes. Your gods abandoned me, and the ones I favor now are more protective of me.
How did you escape?
Something happened. One night the master fell down the stairs. I made him fall, and he died. We ran away that day. We managed to get on a ship and traveled here, to Cordona. Fabio and I started a new life here. It was very hard at first, but it became better with time. Until today.
What about the neck bruise?
The bruises on your neck are not self-inflicted. Someone else made them.
Some guests can't contain themselves. They even bite, sometimes.
That it?
I know I can handle the news.
Okay, so we don't present her with any information. We've got a whole bunch of stuff here. Alright. Let's mine palace all over the place. Ooh, we got a lot. So the murderer had cleaned themselves, and let's see. He's a scrupulously clean. He washed himself after the murder. So we could say he cleaned himself of blood. He has a washing routine as well. Oh, wait. That doesn't actually go through that. Interesting. I'm just going to check them all, because why not? There's no penalty for doing it. Fabio was assaulted in a nearby room, and Santos Pinchetti informed the police. This is the majordomo. Vogel is held because of the letter. Kurt Manchios had feelings. Washing, nope. Batista's activity at the party. Fresh bruises. So we could say that during the fight in the smoking lounge, Fabio bruised Batista. There's a possibility. So if we go with that, killed in a ritual murder, that doesn't really give us a conclusion either way, does it? Okay. He's the major domo and he informed the police. Go together, yes. Pinchetti is a suspect who should be arrested and questioned. He had a key which he did not mention in his deposition. He made it sound like he just went in as part of the ritual and observed it and was disturbed. You know what I mean? Yes, fresh bruises. So the other alternative there is either Fabio bruised her or she was bruised by a guest. Well, until we have more information, I don't actually suspect her at this time, but it's probably better off to consider that she might have done it as one of the people who had access to the room. However, okay, so here's the thing. Let me go back to the case book. Where is the deposition? That was it, yeah. So immediately he thought of a sacrifice of a living being overviewed by none other than Kurt Manchios. So he doesn't say who did it. Interestingly, he just kind of vaguely points the finger without actually saying, I saw Kurt Manchios stab him. So yeah, okay, he doesn't say who did it, so that can't really lead us to a specific deduction. So we could say, well, if she did it, she must believe in it because she is ritualistic. So we'll just leave it at that for now. I don't think we have any other... Let's see. We've already paired them together. Okay. Yeah, I don't think Vogel's letter has anything to do with any of this. I don't think we can make any further conclusions. I don't see any conclusions here. I'm just going through them all to be sure. Oh, there we go. We got that. Okay, so this changes things. Kurt Manchios carefully prepared himself for the depravity. Or he washed himself after the murder. So those are the only things we can really go with. Everything else now has been tested. We still need more information. Way more. So Santos is a suspect. We also have this ticket to get all evidence. Let's go to the evidence room. Oh, there's Vogel. We don't need to talk to Vogel again. Not right now. We'll do another round of talking to people. Look at they toothbrush brought their drinks with them. Jesus Christ. Like, all right, can I bring this with me? I just poured it, you know, and they're like, fine. Oh, don't spill it. Let's go talk to the evidence man. Hello.
Good day. Your ticket, please, if you want me to help you.
There you go. Which one of these is my ticket? Evidence ticket.
I'd like to check the evidence from this case.
And who are you?
Oswald sent me.
Your
I'm a
replacement.
consulting detective.
His partner, then? Let me see. Ah, a ritual murder. What a bunch of degenerates.
Bloody
Wait a second, I'll bring
disgusting.
it to the table.
Alright, what have we got? What are we looking at here? A vial.
An
and a
emergency
needle.
kit for boredom.
Oh, drugs, you say? Excellent. The letter from Fabio in Vogel's box. Yes, let's have a look at it. So this is from Fabio to Vogel. Is your mind unsound? You can't control your bitterness. Not around me anyway. For me, it's too great a risk to ignore that kind of behavior. I can be, speak, and play anyone I choose. I am not another Matista. You pay me, but you haven't bought me. Of course, I'll keep all your generous donations, even though they hardly compensate for your last terrible outburst. I'm leaving you, although Matista will still be around. Fabio. This wasn't to Vogel. This was to Mancio. Interesting. Fabio had this
Not the
letter.
time for privacy.
Not Fabio. Vogel had this letter. That was probably a rejection of the cufflinks, or the cufflinks could have been an attempt to make up for whatever was being
Found his
argued.
personal sketchbook.
Oh, we need to look in there. Find out how really fucked up his brain is. Okay, so whose is this one? This is Manciosa's. He has his ring.
It's a miracle this ruby hasn't tempted anyone.
I'm looking at you, Officer What's-His-Face. We have a keychain.
All the keys of the mansion on one golden ring. A heavily perfumed handkerchief with the initials KM in the corner.
Okay. Nothing particularly rousing, though.
A handcrafted charm that contains hair and nail clippings.
Ooh. Okay. That's the good stuff.
Her key to the altar room.
That's kind of what I thought. The Power of Love, Blood and Mandrakes.
That's not for bedtime reading.
Oh boy.
This ex libris belongs to Mancios Library.
The police found an occult book in Matista's bag during the arrest. According to the ex libris, the tome was taken from Mr. Mancios's collection. It contains illustrations and descriptions of a ritual similar to the crime scene. Prepare the naked body of a recently deceased object of interest. Draw the symbols of Mars and Venus to enhance the power you possess to use the forces of male and female nature. Pierce the heart with the golden dagger to be rid of the blood that does not love you. Draw a symbol representing your love while waiting for the resurrection and recite the charm. This was an attempt to... Oh my gosh, it's like making a love zombie. Kill somebody who didn't love you and scorned you, and then bring them back loving you again. Mancios and Fabio were having a bit of a lover's quarrel. I haven't yet seen anything that makes me feel that Matista and Fabio had any kind of, like, love connection. Professional friendship, maybe. But not love.
The book describes a ritual similar to the one performed in the altar room. Thank you, officer.
So somebody tried to repurpose the ritual to bring him back. I'm seeing a twist here. I'm seeing a good twist. What if Matista and Fabio argued and she hit him with the bottle? Like what we put together in the altar room was wrong. She hits him and then runs and leaves. Manchios comes in to check on the situation, finds him dead from his head injury sometime later, puts the key in the door, and then he drags the body over to the altar and performs the ritual that he thinks might bring him back and actually remove any of the breakup in the process. Just trying to be opportunistic. You know what I mean? But no, if he were dead, that doesn't work. If he were dead already on the altar before the dagger was thrust into his chest, he wouldn't have been gripping the tablecloth. That's not what happened then. That would have been a fun twist, but that's not what happened. Okay, so we'll just ignore that idea. Santos is a suspect. Maybe I should talk to the inspector and tell him to go get his men to bring that man, that so-called witness, in here. Is the inspector in here? He's not out killing presidents, is he? Shit. Actually, wasn't his office over here? I think it is, isn't it? Oh, that's Placido. That's the chief inspector. Where's my guy I'm supposed to report to? Where's Oswald?
Are you able to help me?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Nope, okay. Can I tell this guy to go and arrest him?
Case, Mr. Holmes?
Nope, I can't. That's the archive. We don't need to go there. Yeah, he's not in here, is he? Oh, is this him?
May I
No.
ask you something?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Alright, stop twitching, dude. I just asked a question. Maybe he's just hanging out in here. I don't know.
Excuse me, just one question.
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
And cue John. No? John's not gonna bitch at me? I don't think I ask either of these two. Yeah, we can't get in those. Okay, let's maybe ask Vogel. Oh, we can provide more evidence to him now.
I don't think I can tell you anything
You
about
don't
this.
know anything about that.
I can't follow you here.
How about that letter?
So, the police found a letter from Fabio in your pocket.
I cannot tell if it was truly in my pocket at all. Perhaps it was placed there later.
Well, that is one hypothesis. If it were
The
true,
other is you
then
took it for
how did get
blackmail.
there?
No clue. But this night has been rather eccentric. Such a detail could have easily eluded me.
Indeed. Do you recall reading it?
I can't remember that either. But I tend to respect privacy. Reading others' personal notes is not one of my perversities.
Oh, I love it, dude. I'm doing it all day long. Oh my god.
Do you recognize this book? Could Matista have borrowed it from your library?
She didn't ask me. How ungrateful.
The things described in the book
That's a yes,
were
then.
inspiration for the rituals you performed?
Do you really believe that blood, symbols, and incantations can resurrect the dead? They are just eerie tales with a mix of occultism and voodoo. My rituals are a stage to show some of the forbidden pleasures.
Yeah, for him it's an art form. It's not serious. It's all very, you know, theatrical. That's why he hires actors to do it and stuff, not people involved in a cult.
You'd better ask someone else.
I've read
How about
this letter
this?
from Fabio. It had no addressee, but it was found in Mr. Vogel's pocket.
Werner? Strange. I didn't think the two of them corresponded.
I'm sure there is some explanation. Would you care to read it?
Call me superstitious, but I don't care to read a letter from a dead man.
Okay. Interesting.
This book, The Power of Love, Blood, and Mandrake, what do you hope to achieve?
To learn more about the invisible strengths that govern us. Occultism is real. The master who fell that night when Fabio and I escaped, I made him fall.
Yeah, she said that
Cast a
again.
spell on him and it worked.
Or was it a coincidence?
The universe is rarely so lazy.
If you say so.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Let's see about this letter, though.
This is the letter the police found in Mr. Vogel's pocket. Fabio wrote it. Do you know anything about it?
I don't. Although I can feel Fabio's energy. It's there, but it refuses to let me analyze it.
Do you practice occult rituals?
For protection? For fortune? To wash away the ugliness of the world? Sometimes to survive. I have the gift, and I'm learning to use it better.
Did you use your gift on Fabio?
I only used white magic. Love charms lately. Fabio became so distant. I just wanted him to be with me, but I suppose
Okay,
I'm not
there
as
it
skilled
is.
as I thought.
Okay, so there was or at least as far as she's concerned, a romantic connection or desire. But for Fabio to write this letter to her, like he even says in it, "I'm not another Matista," and references that Matista will still be around after he leaves. So this wasn't to her. That makes no sense. You wouldn't say those things if it were to her, obviously. It would be phrased way differently or just not mention any of that at all. So that was clearly a letter, I think, to Mantios. So how do I deal with this? Maybe I need to do more Mime Palace again because there's a couple of new things here. So Kurt Mantius has feelings, and then there's the angry letter. No? Power of love? No? Okay. Well, there's more to gain from that. Angry letter from Fabio. And Vogel is held because of it. And well, that doesn't work. Doesn't have anything to do with the power of love. And I'll just tick all these off so I know they have nothing to do with it. Okay, this describes a ritual. And Matista trusts in the occult. Matista may have used a ritual on Fabio, but she claims not to, only to have used white magic on him. Oh. Okay, well that just cleaned that straight up. Alright. Nothing else. And nothing new in the casebook. How do I deal with this? I should tell Constable Oswald, in the archives to question him as a... Alright. I need to go to the archive. Is it this way? This way. Helps if I read the description. It actually tells me where I need to go and what I need to do. Alright. Is he in here then? Is he just chilling here?
May I ask for your assistance?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
Well, he's not here, but I guess I can tell this guy. No? Hang on, let me just reread that. Santos had a key to the altar room and could enter the crime scene. He even appears to have been the first person to find the body. That makes him a perfect suspect. I should tell Constable Oswald in the archives to question him as a suspect. Well, I'm in the archives.
I'm busy. You've already used up your quota of me helping you.
No, it's not him. Okay.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
I don't know where to find this guy. I don't know where to find this guy at all. Don't speak to the front desk guy. I already tried. Oh, the archive. I'm looking in the evidence area. Archive's a different place. What are you doing in here, bro? Where are you hiding?
I don't think I can tell you anything about this.
I'm just going to tick a bunch off until we get something.
You'd better ask me
In case there's additional material.
You'd better ask me a question I know how to answer. I've nothing to say about this.
No, I didn't think
You'd better
so.
ask me a question I know how to answer. I don't think I can tell you anything about this.
We'll come to that one last.
I don't think I can tell you anything about this. I don't think I can tell you anything about this.
He probably doesn't want to
nothing
talk
to
to us
say
about
about this.
any of this, because he's like, bro, I already know all this. I've got all
I don't
this.
think I can tell you anything about this.
But you never know.
I don't think I can tell you anything about this. You'd better ask me a question I know how to answer. I don't think I can tell you anything about this. You'd better ask me a question I know how to answer.
He's probably thinking, I thought this man was bright. Why is he asking me about all the things I know about? In case there's additional information. That's
I
why.
don't think I can tell you anything about this. You'd better ask me a question I know how to answer.
Don't you want to know about John's article about... Okay, whatever.
I've nothing to say about this.
All right. Santos,
Have you considered
bring
Mr.
him in.
Santos Pinchetti as a suspect?
The snitch?
Haul him in.
Have you seen him? I mean, my breath could knock him down. What's so special about him?
As a major domo, he has keys that open all the rooms, including the one to the crime scene. He could have testified only to circumvent suspicion, don't you think? We need to question him.
Right. I'll send our men to fetch him. Stay here. They brought him in, Mr. Holmes. Here's the key to interrogation room number 7. Mr. Pinchetti didn't even resist, our men said.
Thank you.
He must be confident. All right. John's just glugging down some booze. All right. Interrogation room number 7. Now then, Mr. Mastermind.
Mr. Pinchetti, a pleasure to meet you. I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald.
I've already told him everything I know. I'm only a witness, sir. Everything's in my report.
And I've read it. You forgot to mention that you hold the keys to the room where Fabio was found. I need only to find if the crime was intentional.
But I need to return to my duties.
I doubt the house will fall without you, Mr. Pinchetti. Just be still for a few seconds.
Dude, everybody from the house has been arrested and brought here. There's no duties to be had yet. You don't need to make dinner for the man. He's in a cell. He'll get some food here. Prison food, but food nonetheless. Let's look him over. A good look at this suspicious man. There's a mark under his collar. Psoriasis or an allergy. Either way, inflamed skin. Textiles was dyed more than once, so this is a reused suit. Repaired multiple times. Pretty scruffy. For someone as, like, as wealthy as his, like, employer, to have him have the major domo of the house running around in scruffy clothing, repaired repeatedly and re-dyed over and over again, that's pretty tight-fisted. He stepped in blood. Baba. Well, he did say that he went in and found the body, though, so, you know. But it's not like there was blood all over the floor. Especially not in the entryway. It was all in the other room. He is the head servant of the Manchios mansion. Despite being employed in the highest position within the household, he appears himself to be poor. Body shows symptoms of psoriasis. Mr. Pinchetti hides damaged skin under layers of makeup. The Major Domo's suit had multiple holes that had been patched or sewn to renovate the suit's look. Mr. Pinchetti had it dyed. Or he's himself a terrible miser. Despite having enough money, Mr. Pinchetti spends as little of it as possible. Cheap makeup hides imperfections on the body. In an attempt to look more modern, Mr. Pinchetti has dyed his suit on several occasions. To save more money, the Majordomo appears to have personally repaired multiple holes. I doubt very much. A man who takes his duty seriously to the point that he thinks he has to get back to it now in the middle of this situation? If he had the money to maintain more professional appearances, he would. So he's in financial difficulty, I would say.
You are the majordomo of a rich mansion, and you seem barely able to afford decent clothing. You hide under heavy makeup a skin disease that might be treated with more onerous but less harmful means. Do you have money troubles?
I do not have a lot of means. The pay is below what you might expect.
But you could easily change your job if your employer
A
does not
reason
meet
to
your
frame his employer for
One
murder.
can change his employer, that is true.
And the blood on your shoe, where does that come from?
He's like, what? Oh, shit.
I don't actually know. Perhaps from a guest?
Bleed all over the place regularly, do they? Mm-hmm. You know those guests, they're just dropping blood left, right, and center. Just, you know, you can't help but step in it.
Did you know Fabio?
Not personally. He was a frequent guest, and cleaning the mess after his performances was tedious. Mr. Manchios always had a role for him, and mainly the leading one. The parties were always, Fabio-centric?
And Batista? Was she as popular as her partner?
Don't tell her I said this, but I do not think so. Mr. Manchios hired her only because Fabio refused to work without her. Mr. Manchios used to see her as a worker. She was tasked with entertaining the guests, unlike Fabio, who could pick and choose.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Let's have a look in here then. The murderer cleaned themselves, but there is blood on the shoes. Because they didn't think to change their shoes. Pinchetti missed a blood splatter. Like, borrowing another robe is fine, but where's he going to get another pair of shoes? Those weren't there. People, you wear your own shoes, right? It's not like they were being provided with shoes as well as robes. So the robes just go over the clothing. Okay. Can we begin making conclusions yet, though? Okay, that doesn't go with that. That doesn't go with that. Okay, so we have two conclusions from the blood splatter. So, Santos Pinchetti failed to notice the bloodstain on the side of his shoe while cleaning himself, or Santos Pinchetti may have stepped in the blood while discovering the crime scene. Okay. If we did that, that lines up with everything else, otherwise that all becomes... There we go, that all lines up. No new conclusions, okay. If they're red, remember, it means that one piece of evidence disagrees with the other, and they both can't be true when you have these, like, one or the other split alternatives. Okay, we're homing in. We've still got more to deal with, but we're homing in.
Please let me out.
No, I feel like we won't. What's with the blood stain? What did they do to this man when they brought him in? Let's look at his evidence, though. I like how we leave the evidence with the criminal. The suspect and the evidence left in a room together. Great police work. You totally should just leave shit behind, you know, for them to destroy. His will and note. He's carrying his will around with him? Santos, my hopeful slug. Oh, this is Manchios's will, I just realized, not his own. Oh. So he refers to his manservant, his major domo, as a hopeful slug. Yeah, framing him for murder definitely looks good right now. You begged me to include you in my will, and so I did. Here's my latest revision of the will, Kurt. The text under will note, Santos Pinchetti, the major domo of the Manchios mansion, receives a jar of mustache wax and a salt lamp, that he might always remember his caring employer, Kurt Manchios. Mustache wax for a man who doesn't have a mustache. And there are the keys.
I recognize the key from the altar room among these.
So he still has his altar room key with him. Interesting. Now, yeah, we do have something there. I can't actually see what the key looks like anymore. But the keychain that was among Manchios's effects.
All the keys of the mansion on one golden ring.
He says all, so we could assume there is a key there as well. I was just kind of wondering, does Manchios give Vogel his own key? Because Vogel gave us a key that he said Manchios gave to him, and it's like, okay, so where did that key come from? Was it just a spare? One of many? Can I...
The air
Nope.
here is rather refreshing. I'd even recommend that some of my friends visit the place.
Well, good for you. You do that, sir. Can we continue to talk to him then? Provide more evidence. Yeah. The will
Mr.
must make you
Manchios
angry.
says that you begged him to be included in the heritage. Isn't that a little extreme, even for a major domo?
He's not only my employer, he's my uncle.
Oh.
I'm his next of kin. The only one. Mr.
Oh.
Manchios flatly refuses to pay a family member. All I have to do is repay his so-called love, cleaning up the filth after perverts and decadents. He's imprisoned me. The best I can hope for is a new broom. That's why I wanted to have my part of the inheritance.
Is it that bad? You have a roof above your head, a salary, and the status of a major domo.
For God's sake. I'm forced to dye and stitch my threadbare clothes, and the holes in my shoes are painful. I'm ashamed every time a guest looks at me closely.
Why do you think your uncle treats you this way?
My mother, my uncle's sister, had me illegitimately. She died, and I was given the surname of one of the maids.
But you are entitled to some of the money that belongs to your family.
He thinks not. I was not responsible for my mother's death. I work hard, and he pays me nothing. I feed on the leftovers. While he wastes our estate's property on decadent parties, he paid Fabio handsomely and showered him with expensive gifts for their disgusting relationship.
I'm seeing a lot of resentment here that just really paints you as a great suspect, my dude, and I don't like that because this guy's obviously a scumbag. You know, Manchios, I mean. Alright, let's see if there's anything new there. He's a major domo and he was mocked. Santos Pinchetti's efforts are in vain. He's been forced to work for Kurt Manchios in a desperate hope of obtaining some heritage, and it hasn't paid off. Vogel is held because of the letter. Kurt Manchios gave Fabio expensive gifts. And the angry letter from Fabio, numerous gifts. So this cements the fact that this was a letter to Manchios. According to Santos Pinchetti and the content of the letter, it may have been addressed to Kurt Manchios. Okay. Ooh. We still need something to pair these two. Well, I feel like we have extra items we can now confront Manchios with. Bet you better tell me some truth now.
There is undeniable evidence that you were the original recipient of this letter.
Would you
What are
care to read it
talking
now?
about? Is it addressed to me?
Your protege wanted a fresh start, it seems. This is sufficient to charge you.
Me? Hurt my star? Are you insane that you would accuse me of such a thing?
He did not consider himself as yours. Since you deny everything, let's move on. Do you have any idea as to how the letter could have ended up in Mr. Vogel's pocket?
You were the detective. Perhaps he took it from Fabio. Werner was a little high.
He got a little high.
I've no idea about that.
Let's ask about the will, though.
I've read the letter about your will. A harsh method of ridiculing Santos. I doubt he will use mustache wax when he wears no mustache to begin with.
Where did you get it? Is the slug here? Tell him I shouldn't have to provide for him. He's a grown man who shouldn't sit on his uncle's neck. He conceives himself as my only heir.
And who is he to you?
He's a leech on my aging body. He has only added problems to my life since the death of his mother.
I fail to see why you made him your major domo.
He needed to know his place, so I taught him.
Wow. I'm kind of thinking maybe we just take the whole framing murder thing and run with it, and we'll throw you away for this, bro, because you're a terrible human being, and we're meant to hate the guy, obviously, so, you know. The letter from Fabio. Let's go talk to Vogel. Bro, seriously, let's be truthful here.
I have reason to believe that the intended recipient of the incriminating letter may have been Kurt Manchios.
Well, that makes sense. Too bad I can't remember how I came to possess it. Though I did spend quite some time with Mr. Manchios during the party.
Unfortunately, even with an answer, that may still not be enough to clear you with the police. But fear not, I will persevere.
I hope your attempt to put things straight will make up for...
You being on a bender?
touché.
Yeah, bro, I don't think so. We could also ask, before I do anything else, about the letter here.
Could Fabio have written this letter to Kurt Manchios?
Oh. That could be. I never thought Mr. Manchios could make Fabio that angry, though.
What do you mean?
Well, Fabio wanted to disassociate from Mr. Manchios. Clients who are in love are both a blessing and a curse.
But Fabio was here tonight.
Money. In our line of work, we can't afford to turn down clients who pay as well as Kurt Manchios.
Was Fabio afraid of Mr. Manchios?
Not at all. The old toad wouldn't dare to do more than sweet talk and touching. Talk can be forgotten, and touching washed away.
So she seems to think that he wouldn't do anything to harm him. Man, I still gotta talk to more people about this. Maybe the inspector. Let's see what else we've got. Either Vogel or Manchios is lying. Yeah, here we go. Vogel took the letter under influence, or Manchios planted the letter in Werner Vogel's pocket to make him look like a suspect. Thing is, Manchios did talk about how Vogel was quite the asset to a party such as this. Why would he then try to harm him? If he planted the letter, that means he's trying to throw off his own suspicion off of him, which means he did it. And I don't think he did it. So we have a conclusion, finally. Makes Santos Pinchetti the murderer. But, well, we haven't finished pairing shit up yet. Kurt Manchios had feelings for Fabio, and he was burning a bridge. Fabio broke Kurt Manchios' heart, and Fabio shattered Kurt's feelings. Now that's all because he missed the blood splatter. If he stepped in the blood by accident, that still doesn't point us to a suspect. What does this do, though? That gives us Manchios, which much again. I don't think he did. I don't think this is the way. I think Vogel took the letter under influence. I think he was just setting himself up for debauchery. And he did not. He actually stepped in the blood. He's got a lot of venom in him. But in the casebook, we still have to talk to someone about this. We're not done yet. Who would we talk to about it? I mean, do we have to talk to Santos again? No, we can only accuse him at this point. Okay, looks like we're getting in there. Oh, he's in the old archive here.
This letter proves nothing. Fabio wrote it to Mr. Manchios. It's time to free Mr. Vogel.
Do you really think I'm that naive? I need proof, not words from his friend.
Very well. Mr. Pinchetti told me that Mr. Manchios was lavishing Fabio with expensive and eccentric gifts. The letter mentions rich rewards and attempts to buy Fabio with them. It was written to Mr. Manchios. Who else was showering Fabio with luxuries to buy him? It doesn't fit Mr. Vogel's character.
Look here. We had a deal. Give me the murderer and then take your friend with you. I won't budge otherwise.
Yeah.
Well, fine, but you're just wasting time.
I'll be that way then, you know. It looks like we got it all. Okay. This is like one of those cases where we can't leave the police station. Okay, so... Let's just see what all the other combinations could be. So, if he was killed in a ritual murder, that means that it was Matista who did it and he didn't do that, and that points to her. I haven't seen anything that makes it feel like she was going to do this. I mean, the only thing I think like if we've got to consider motive, right? What motive could she have to kill the person she's been performing with? The only thing that I think vaguely comes close to it is the note that was in Vogel's pocket, I guess. The letter from Fabio to Manchios telling him he's leaving, but Matista will still be around. Means Matista may have felt that she wasn't going to be able to get any more gigs here, because she did just say you can't afford to not come to such a paying event as this. If he was going to walk away from these high-paying events, she would lose out too, because Manchios wouldn't just hire her on her own. She only comes along because Fabio demanded it, that she come along as well. That could be motive for her to kill him, but then she's bringing about the finality, you know, of like, well, I guess I'm never coming here again anyway now. But she does believe in ritual. That's the thing. She believes in ritual. Right. All clues for found for current case. Okay, so this is everything we can work with. She believes in ritual. And the ritual says about bringing someone back with their love for you intact. That's the ritual we saw performed. And if she did this, like if she killed him believing that the ritual will bring him back, she was hoping it would work, and it didn't. So that's one possibility. Like if we went with this, she was a crushed soul, the product of a tormented life, knows no difference between good and evil. She wanted her love, Fabio, to stay with her always, and she deserves help. She needs to be treated and have a chance to get over her past in an asylum. Or this was an occult murder. She stabbed Fabio to keep him close to her. She should be held accountable for the deeds and a judge would give her a death sentence. So we could go down that route. I think if it's her, that's the only explanation for me is this one. Not this. This one. That she had an outburst and hit him and killed him with the bottle. Or knocked him out, rather. He was not dead when he was stabbed. We know that for a fact. The stab wound is the fatal blow. The head wound knocked him out. Or made him woozy enough. And then she brought him to the altar and stabbed him in the hopes that it would, you know, it would actually bring him back, because she believes in it. But if we say that that means they got into a fight over this whole thing, right? They got into a fight over everything. He probably told her about that. Maybe she slipped the letter into Vogel's pocket afterwards, in the hopes that Manchios wouldn't go down for the murder, because this was super incriminating. He hadn't had time to deliver that letter. I don't think Manchios knew about the letter. You know, like at this point, he didn't know about it. So I am going to rule him out as a suspect on that basis. At this point, he didn't think he had any reason to, you know... He didn't have any reason to, you know, be, feel like he was leaving him. So... she could have put the letter in just a pocket. She didn't know who, just anybody. To hide it. To get rid of it. There are better ways of getting rid of a letter, but, you know, that could be one. I'm sure there was plenty of fire around we saw that she could have burned the letter in, but no. If she did that, that's how it all happened. But if she was bruised by a guest instead, as she says, then it doesn't jive with Fabio being killed in a ritual murder, because no one else believes in the occultism factor. She's the only one that does. So the ritual is a cover. So then we say Pinchetti stepped in a blood splat without realizing it and didn't wash it off, which means he is the murderer. The only way for Santos Pinchetti to right his wrongs was to be rid of this monstrous uncle. Pinchetti should be punished for the crime of murder, but he has suffered enough and deserves a fresh start after a prison sentence. Or this was cold revenge. He snapped after years of disrespect. Pinchetti devised a plan to be rid of his uncle. However, misery and despair cannot justify murder. He's dangerous, and a noose around his neck is all he deserves. I wouldn't go with that. I'd go with this, but... Oh, man. So, if he didn't kill Fabio, and he was a genuine witness, he could have come into the room after the murder. He could have overheard. But here's the thing. His testimony is so bland and vague. He says he heard the screaming, but that must mean he was very close. Right? Closer than anybody else. Which means if we remember the room layout, there was a door, a little alcove type anteroom with 2 burning torches, and then the door into the ritual room was right there. Was he standing there? And if he went in, how can he not know who done it? Because there's nowhere for the murderer to get out except past him. That's the part of his testimony that I really have problems with. He doesn't point the finger at anybody, but he knows that Mr. Manchios, or he says that Mr. Manchios was doing this kind of stuff, like he expected it would be him taking a life, as he knows he will do. You know, like how did he phrase it? Let's have a look in his testimony. Yeah, that one. During preparations for the social party, I heard loud noises from the closed altar room. Immediately, I thought of the sacrifice of a living being being overviewed by none other than Kurt Manchios. It's as though he's like, oh, that's the thing that he's doing. He's killing people in there. But if he's the major domo of this mansion, he knows that all Manchios is doing is staging ritualistic fornications and other similar staged acts. As gross as it is, he can't possibly think to himself, he's killed people before and he'll do it again. That's a clear lie. Now, you could say that he lied to embellish in the hopes that this murder be thrown against his employer, and that doesn't mean he did it, but how could he not know who did? Unless he walked into the room while somebody in the back was cleaning off and then left. Okay. So the problem with that is Vogel at some point during the murder tried to get into the room as well, and a key was blocking the door. That key was put in the door before the stabbing. It had to have been, to prevent anybody walking in on them. And then would have been taken out only when the murderer left. He has no opportunity to get in. Until afterward. But Vogel waited an hour before he tried the door again. Within that hour, the door could have been left locked but accessible after the murderer leaves, right? And Santos Pinchetti could have walked in and said, "Oh no, murder," and still embellished his report. This is still mostly a fabrication and a lie. That he didn't hear shit. He just decided to check in on the room and see how the preparations were coming along, doing his duty as a major domo, and found a dead body. Stepped in blood while looking around the place, and then left and went to go report it and thought, I can pin this on that old bastard who I work for, my uncle. So he could still actually not be our suspect. You know? He could still not be the suspect. So that means that he did accidentally step in blood. Manchios himself cleaned up after his murder. And Manchios planted the letter on him. It's a crime of passion. Kurt Manchios was heartbroken and panicked and didn't mean to kill Fabio. The improvised ritual was a desperate attempt to cover up a crime. Prison sentence should be enough. Or he's a sexual predator. Killed Manchios. Kurt Manchios, killed Fabio in cold blood. He staged the crime scene as a ritual to blame Matista. He planted the letter in Vogel's pocket to avoid any further suspicion. That's a stupid thing. He's going to blame one person but plant evidence on another person. Huh? No. He has no consideration for the lives of others and deserves to be hanged. I mean, you kind of want to go with this, right? Like, fuck this guy. But no. I don't believe either of those. Vogel took the letter under the influence. He was just meticulously preparing himself. Now that I've gone over it all, like, you could... Pinchetti saw the crime scene. But I don't think he saw it in the way he saw it. Like, the way he reported it, I think he found it sometime afterwards and has embellished the truth. That can still be a possibility with this. The only other thing that strikes me about this is whoever killed Fabio wore a bloody robe when they did it, and then discarded the robe, and then maybe threw on another one. And I was gonna say, actually, so Matista, the women at the party weren't wearing robes, right? They were wearing lingerie of sorts, like, you know, they're wearing corsets and stuff like that. They're not wearing the robes. Or at least not the entertainment women, anyway. Not the, you know, the serving girls. My thought was that somebody in a robe came and knocked this guy out, killed him with the dagger, got blood all over themselves, hid the robe in the cupboard, washed themselves, then took a spare robe. The other alternative is she killed him, or she knocked him out. Before she knocked him out, she put on a robe to stop herself getting blood on the rest of her clothes that she couldn't replace. Killed him, and then took the robe off, hid it, and then washed herself. But one detail about the missing robe on the hanger next to the sink is that there was a wet handprint. Not a bloody one, a wet one. Post-washing. Somebody put a robe on. Okay? Which means it wouldn't have been Matista, because what, she's gonna leave the room wearing a robe? And then what's she gonna do? She wasn't wearing a robe when she was caught. She's wearing what she's wearing now, not a robe. So where did the other robe go? The clean one. She could have discarded it elsewhere in the house. We didn't get a chance to look around. But that doesn't really work for me. Why wear a bloody robe? Well, why wear a robe to begin with at all? She wouldn't have been in a robe to begin with. It's not her. It has to be Pinchetti. And she seemed genuinely unaware of the contents of that letter until we showed it to her. That we got no emotional reaction there, but she is dissociative, so I don't know. I think it was him. Simply because of that robe detail now is the tell. Whoever killed him would have been wearing a robe anyway beforehand and took a spare robe afterwards. Now he's not wearing a robe either now, but he went to go tell the police. He's not going to go dressed in his robe, but he would have needed to return to the party wearing it to blend in. She wouldn't have needed to do that at all. But this was all born out of terrible injustice. I'm gonna go with this. Okay. Wait, do I actually need to lock that in though? Like, is that what I needed to do? Hang on, let me just double check that. Oh, yeah, A is to switch conclusion. Right, we don't do that. I just thought, did we just undo that? Yeah. Back. Okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna...
Continue our investigation while I look for the papers.
Yeah, you look at the papers, dude. I'm gonna go and accuse a man of murder. I probably got this wrong as well. I don't have a great track record with these. The mysteries, they give you enough clues to be like, you can point the finger quite reliably at multiple people, but it's up to you to deduce the rest. Like, you, the player. The game isn't going to just point the finger at somebody for you after you check all the boxes. You still need to reason it out, as we just did in the last half hour. J'accuse!
I know who killed Fabio.
So I'm free to go, sir?
No.
Quite the opposite.
Well, there I've got
Mr.
bad
Pinchetti.
news.
That is not possible.
Yes, it
Allow me
is.
to explain.
You staged the ritual, you wanted to frame Curtin, you got blood on your shoe. Let's just start at the top.
You staged this decadent ritual so you would not be suspected. After a short fight, you knocked Fabio unconscious. You locked the door and dragged the body to the altar. You wanted to set up someone acquainted with this masquerade.
I don't have the nerve to kill or stage a murder. I can't even leave my uncle's house.
Funny you left the house to go report the crime.
You wanted to be rid of your dear uncle. I myself barely know him and already find him intolerable.
He's like, I get it,
You've
bro.
worked for
I
him
get
for
it.
years. Santos, do this. Santos, do that. He doesn't pay you. He doesn't recognize your work. He doesn't see you as family. But you thought that heritage might be yours. Instead, all you'll ever receive is mustache wax. It is painful to witness such a situation. I cannot imagine how it must be for you. So you decided to frame your uncle. Put the blame for Fabio's murder on him. That way, the heritage is yours, and you are free of him.
Half of what you say is true. I'm in pain. I have had a hard time with my uncle, but I'm not a murderer. I can't even stand up to my uncle. How could I have killed Fabio? He did nothing to me.
He was a source of your troubles too, especially since Mr. Manchios treated him like a king.
He did basically have disdain in his voice when talking about Fabio and how Manchios treated Fabio. He treated him better than he treated me, basically. So, you know, bit of jealousy involved.
The blood on your shoe tells me that you were with Fabio. You stabbed him with the dagger while he was still alive. You drew a sigil on him. There was a great deal of blood. You needed to remove it. Blood is almost like glue. It sticks to everything, dries quickly, and is quite visible. But you know how to handle stains. You are Kurt Manchios' major domo. However, despite your best efforts, you missed a spot.
It doesn't make sense, sir. I was never there. I am convinced there's a reasonable explanation.
This is the thing as well, like anyone you accuse is always going to protest their innocence. They're not going to go, fine, I did it.
Your uncle is a cruel man. He used everyone around him to his advantage. I don't believe he even truly loved Fabio. You knew very little love, support, or care from him. You lost your mind, Santos. And innocent people were hurt. I can't allow you to go free, but I can try to help you. I can provide my findings to the police. Decadence and perversity might poison anyone around them.
I don't know what to say. I can't breathe. I need to go outside.
Unfortunately, you can't.
Do I feel like I got that right? I don't know. I don't know. All right. All right, dude. Solved it.
Constable, Santos Pinchetti killed Fabio. The evidence is clear.
Is that so? Huh. A man like him has actually grown a pair.
He intended to set up his uncle for the inheritance. The old man had humiliated him for years in every possible way.
Oh, what a bunch of degenerates.
Well, as
Fucking
for Mr.
disgusting.
Pinchetti, the evidence tells us that he was wronged and pushed to commit a crime to be rid of his uncle. I suggest that you help in easing his sentence.
That's a sad story, all right. But at least it's good enough for my promotion.
Oh, I'm going to get promoted for this.
Everything was in place. Perhaps some documents were transferred somewhere else, but I couldn't find a trace of them. Then I remembered.
Oh?
The discarded document drawers where we put the lost papers or the badly labelled ones. Including the crime scene report of Violet Holmes's case. Everything I've found is on the desk here. Take it.
Your persistence has saved me.
Yeah, well, we had a deal after all. Your friend is free then. You can leave.
Good luck, Constable.
All right. I got 40 money for that. Okay, so we're back on A Mother's Love with Oswald's findings. So what do we got here? Report number 0743. Officers arrived to find the deceased identified as Mrs. Violet Holmes lying in the garden of Stonewood Manor. Visual inspection shows the victim to be thoroughly soaked, with a deep vertical incision 2 inches in length down her throat. Her face was swollen, covered in red blotches. Likely the cause of death was hypoxia. Awaiting confirmation from a medical examiner, main suspect Otto Richter was arrested at the scene. The body was sent for autopsy. Oh my.
Garden. There's a garden behind our manor. How could I forget? That's where it all happened, where it all went wrong.
Sherry, it looks like you've almost found what you wanted.
Yes, thank you from all the way up there, John. Man.
Oh, you did it, Sherlock! The case is closed and all rewards belong to the winner. Bravo!
It is merely the triumph of the truth.
Is it? No compromises? No lies? You're happy with your decisions?
It is what it is.
Whatever the truth, it had to be revealed. The victim deserved it.
Well, you seem confident in the value of your actions. I guess since I'm free, you were heard after all. By the way, did you get that precious information about your mother? Oh, not that you must.
Yes, I did.
Forgive my intrusion in such a personal matter. I simply worry I'm failing to be of much help to you.
Actually,
I
you
don't
were.
think so.
For some reason, all the archives on the case had disappeared. This was a rare opportunity to obtain the impossible.
Outrageous.
Almost
Perhaps
like he
someone
planned
found the
it.
truth unpleasant.
Because he's really Moriarty,
Yes,
fucking with
to
us.
speak with too much honesty, doesn't it?
A comfortable lie is often preferred to an uncomfortable truth. Still, I believe that the latter should prevail, and I cannot remain
Still sticking to that theory.
That's quixotism at its best. Your mere truth cannot defeat institutions, systems, and power. Etiquette, religion, marriage, they're all lies told to preserve connections, love, and sanity, and it's all corruptible.
Lies destroy human dignity. How could you make a free decision without any knowledge of the truth?
Are we really free to decide anything in this world, Sherlock?
And we're getting into some philosophy now. Would Sherlock believe he is free? Let's go with that. I think he might. Young and
yes.
naive that he is still.
It's a struggle, but yes, we can make our own decisions. That's what I fight for.
And what an endless fight it is. Will you ever give yourself a break, Sherlock? You're a walking contradiction, Sherlock. You refuse to lie to others, but constantly lie to yourself. How long until the train comes off the track? I cannot look away, but perhaps I should take a few steps back. You're an accident waiting to happen, dear. Until then, I shall bid you adieu.
I really do actually hope this guy is Moriarty. I know he's probably not. I just really hang on to that because I love plot twists, but, you know, that's years of playing Yakuza games that do that to you. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I guess the next step for Sherlock at the house would be to go back to the mansion and check out the back garden. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. But there is that. We do have a bunch of side quests. We've got these other cases I'd like to do as well. Maybe we alternate and do one of these next. Or maybe even do some of the Cordona stories. Finding the pennies is maybe a thing to do. Doing the scavenger hunt is maybe a thing to do. But I do kind of like some of these little things. We could go and tick a couple of those off as well. Then do a small case. Then carry on with a mother's love. On the next stream, guys, because I'm going to leave it there for the day. I'm going to save the game real quick so I don't forget. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. It's been a pleasure. I'm enjoying this still. It's good to be back to it. I don't know why I stopped playing. That's a mystery. Maybe Sherlock can solve that for us.